Hello, people of the interwebs. Today we're going to be making an awesome summer staple, pork ribs in your oven. I'm Chef Cash White, and I'm here today because God delivered me from my circumstances and put me in a place where I can share my love of food with you. Thanks for stopping by and spending a little time with me today. The reason we do this is we want to give God all the glory for the amazing works He does in our life. Plus, we want to share some recipes that are easy, approachable, things that will take you out of the kitchen and into a place where you can spend more time with your family. Make sure you click the subscribe button down below. Next to it, there's going to be a little bell. Click that too. It'll give you a notification every time we post a new video. Today, we're going to be making some delicious pork ribs. I wanted to do a rib video since we're getting into the summer season and everybody's gonna be barbecuing, but not everybody actually has a barbecue or the time to spend, hours and hours and hours outside manning the fire, getting the smoke just right, so on and so forth. This is actually gonna be a barbecue video you can do in your oven. It's gonna be a simple and easy dry rub. We made a barbecue sauce on one of our other videos. We're gonna use that as well. We're gonna clean up these ribs. We're gonna put the dry rub on. We're gonna pop them in the oven, and we're gonna forget about them for a couple of hours. Let's get rocking and rolling. So this is our pork ribs, right? The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna remove this silver skin from the back right here. This is kind of the tricky part, if you will. It's very slippery and slimy, so you don't wanna use a sharp knife. We're gonna use a dull butter knife to start with. And we're just gonna kind of get down behind this silver skin just a little bit and kind of separate it from the meat. This way we can get our dry rub on the back side of the meat as well as the front side. If you use a sharp knife, it's just gonna pierce the skin and kind of come apart. We can get down in there like that a little bit. Okay, we got a little space. Now I'm gonna use a paper towel so that way it doesn't slip because my hands are just gonna be slippery. We're just gonna peel this thing off. It can be a little cantankerous, it can be a little disagreeing, but just take your time and get this skin off. If you want, you can make a cool little hat out of this skin. If you're getting ready for Halloween and you want to go as Hannibal Lecter or Leatherface, just be creative. I'm sure there's all kinds of little ideas about pork silver skin on Pinterest, so take a look. We got all the silver skin off and we have the back of the meat that is actually exposed now, so that's what we wanted. The next thing I'm gonna do here, if you notice, we're gonna be cooking this in a casserole dish, but if you take a look at this casserole dish, the ribs are bigger than the casserole dish. So we're gonna take these ribs and we're gonna cut them in half. So locate your bones and you're gonna cut in between your bones, starting at the top, moving down. Just like that. So we have two nice equal pieces. Now, let's make our spice rub. Very easy, simple spice rub. We're gonna start with 1 tablespoon of kosher salt. See how fancy I can pour it in there? We're gonna do 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, a teaspoon of cumin, a teaspoon of granulated garlic, and a teaspoon of fresh cracked black pepper. Now get a fork and just mix all that together. Smash that brown sugar up, brown sugar up, and you have you a nice little spice rub there. So now that we have our spice rub done, we're gonna put our ribs in our pan first, so that way we don't get spice rub everywhere, it's only in the pan. A little trick I learned a while back is simply this. Whenever you're gonna cook something like meat in a pan, to keep the direct heat off of it, so because the bottom of this pan is gonna get hotter than the ambient temperature, line the bottom of the pan with some vegetables. So I'm gonna line them with sliced white onion. I'm just gonna create a small little layer of white onions on the bottom. So that way it's gonna be cooking with the ambient temperature, which is the temperature around it, versus the direct temperature, which is the heat that's on the bottom of here. And plus it adds a little layer of flavor in there as well. Okay, and I'm gonna take my ribs and I'm just gonna place them on there like this. And I'm gonna cover these bad boys with some of this delicious spice rub. Pat it on in there. I do this one not so spicy because, there's gonna be kids eating it. If it's just for adults, guys, y'all wanna put some cayenne pepper in there, I highly suggest it. That's a delicious way to go. Love me some cayenne, maybe some white pepper for a little slow heat. I'm rubbing it on the back here as well, if you notice. Just a little bit, so you get the seasoning all over these guys. You wanna make sure they're not stacked on each other, that there's space around it. All right, so we have our dry rub on there. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take a little bit of our barbecue sauce. Remember, we have a barbecue sauce video. Take a look at it. It's a quick little short one, but it makes a delicious sauce. A little brush here, and I'm just gonna give it a little coating on the outside. There's a lot of brown sugar in both these things, so it's gonna make a nice beautiful crunchy crust on the outside of these ribs, which is exactly what we want. Make sure you have plenty of this sauce left over to use after you pull these out of the oven as well. Don't those look good? I mean, we're gonna take a little tin foil, aluminum foil. I wonder why they call it tin foil. Was it made of tin? I don't know. Okay, we're gonna cover this guy really tight. So we have our oven preheated to 275 degrees. We're gonna pop this guy in there. We're gonna let it cook for 2 to 2.5 hours. Check it at about 1:45. Just pull a little piece of meat off the corner, see if it's fall off the bone, yummy goodness like meat butter. And then if it isn't, leave it in there for till about 2.5 hours. If it is, go ahead and pull it out at 2 hours, and I'll show you guys in a few minutes how we're gonna finish these. Okay, let's pop it in and get rocking and rolling. So our ribs have been in there about 2 hours. I plucked a little piece off the corner and it's just buttery goodness, falls apart in my mouth. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pop them out for a second, take the foil off, brush them with a little bit of that delicious barbecue sauce we made, and then we're gonna... 2 hours, see? Okay, Google, stop. She's a good Google. So yeah, let's pull them out and take a look. Oh my goodness. Those look amazing. So let's cover them with some of that delicious barbecue sauce. Now, if you have a grill, you can totally take these outside and finish them on the grill, put them on there to get that char. That's totally fine. But the idea of doing it this way is for those of you who don't have a grill. I don't have a grill at my house. So this just makes it a lot easier. Get a nice little coating on there. We want to make a nice crunchy crust on the outside. I'm gonna go over here, I'm gonna turn it on to broil high. And I'm gonna move my rack up to the top. We got the broil on high. We're gonna put these guys in. Probably just another 5 to 7 minutes like this just to get that char on the top, and we'll be ready to slice them and plate them. So we put the ribs under the high broil for about 7 or 8 minutes, and they are nice and crusty. Let's take a look at them. Just like that. Look like the stuff you get at the barbecue store, right? All right, now be careful, these are gonna be really hot. When you take them up, make sure you use a good set of tongs. Man, these look delicious. All right, let's cut them up and plate them. Remember what we talked about with the bones. Whenever you cut them, make sure you're cutting between the bones. There you go. Just like that, you have your no barbecue oven pork ribs. Guys, thank you guys for watching this video. And the most important thing I want to communicate to y'all is simply this. Keep the faith, enjoy the food. I love you guys. Have a good day. Ready? Yep, all right. Who am I? You know who I am? I'm Chef Cash White. Sorry, that was funny. Yeah. I am Chef Cash, yeah.